Hey guys, how you going? And welcome to the BBL 9 preview and predictions video. With the BBL starting tomorrow, I thought it'd be interesting to predict what I think may happen at this tournament, predict how each team would go, and take a wild guess as to who will score the most runs and take the most wickets. Now first up, we're going to be taking a look at the new finals format this season. So as you can see here, 5 teams can now qualify for finals. 4th play 5th, this is called the Eliminator, and then 1st play 2nd, which is called the Qualifier. Up next, the winner of the Eliminator versus the 3rd place team on the ladder is the Knockout. The loser of the Qualifier versus the winner of the Knockout is called the Challenger. And then the final, which is the winner of the Qualifier versus the winner of the Challenger. All in all, a new way of trying to make some more money. And so teams can still only have 2 overseas players in the playing 11, but they can have up to 6 overseas players in the squad, which is 2 more than previous seasons. So now let's head into the teams and predicting where they'll end up in the tournament. Starting off with 8th spot, the Sydney Thunder. They've lost their captain Shane Watson to retirement. 2 of their mainstays in Fawad Ahmed and Curtis Patterson have moved to the Perth Scorches. Meanwhile, the English internationals who played last year, Joe Root and Josh Butler, are not returning, although English opening bat Alex Hales has joined the ranks, as well as white ball specialist Chris Morris from South Africa. Callum Ferguson is now the new captain, while Chris Tremaine and Alex Ross have also joined the squad. And while they have lost a lot of players, the availability of Usman is a huge get for them, and he'll need to fight if they're in with any chance of a finals berth. There's also a young gun in the name of Tanveer Sangha. He's a 17-year-old spinner and is an exciting prospect, and hopefully we'll get to see him play a couple of games, but unfortunately for the Thunder, I can't see them going too well this tournament. Again, another team who have lost quite a few key personnel this campaign, and coming in at 7th spot are the Perth Scorches. With Michael Klinger retiring, Sean Marsh also departing to the Melbourne Renegades, Nathan Coulter-Nile and Hilton Cartwright have also gone over to the Melbourne Stars. And unfortunately it gets worse. Jason Behrendorff has had back surgery and will miss the season, and Andrew Tye will miss the start of the tournament due to an elbow injury. They have had a couple of pickups though in Fawad Ahmed and Curtis Patterson coming over from the Sydney Thunder. Englishman Liam Livingston and 2020 journeyman Chris Jordan will join the side. Add in Jai Richardson, Mitch Marsh and Ashton Turner, and while they have a decent side, I don't think they'll be contending for a title this time around. After a fairly good campaign last season, which probably surprised most of us, it definitely surprised me, the Sixers have landed a huge signing in Steve Smith, although due to international cricket he probably will only play the back end of the tournament and finals if they are to make them. Englishmen James Vince and Tom Curran are both back, and Jackson Bird has returned back from the Melbourne Stars. Josh Hazlewood has signed on, but with Test cricket in late December, early January, he'll have a limited role. Also, Josh Felipe is an exciting prospect, and I won't be surprised if he gets an international call-up sometime this season. Although they were impressive last season, I just can't see them replicating their form, so they are sitting 6th in my predictions. Last year's winners, the Melbourne Renegades, see Cameron White leave, but have a more than respectable replacement in BBL legend Sean Marsh, who has moved over from the Perth Scorches and will likely play the whole campaign as his international commitments seem over for now. Also, English import Richard Gleeson comes in after the withdrawal of Pakistan recruits Usman Shanwari and Fahim Ashraf. Gleeson will play the first 8 games before Mohammad Nabi replaces him for the rest of the season. Chris Tremaine departs for the Thunder, but with Harry Gurney available for the whole campaign, they'll be absolutely huge for their bowling department. Aaron Finch will also miss a couple games due to international commitments in January when they fly out to India for an ODI series. They have some young gun players in Mackenzie Harvey, Sam Harper, newcomer Jake Fraser McGurk and Will Sutherland. Unfortunately, I see last year's winners making finals but falling short in the knockout. After a disappointing campaign last time out, the Strikers will be looking to bounce back. They've lost Colin Ingram and Ben Lachlan, while captain Travis Head will likely miss a few games due to international commitments. Cameron White joining the Strikers is a great get, and retaining Rashid Khan is huge. He'll feature up the top for most wickets come the tournament's end. Also, Harry Conway also comes into the team as a replacement for Ben Lachlan. Phil Salt also joins the team from Sussex. Now, Jason Gillespie is the coach of Sussex and Strikers, so he's brought him down. He'll be an aggressive top-order batsman. In last season's Vitality Blast campaign, he scored over 400 runs, an average of 37, and striking over 160. Unfortunately for them though, I do see them getting knocked out in the Eliminator though. Last year's runners-up and the team I support, the Melbourne Stars, have made a sizable amount of changes heading into BBL 9. One of the biggest signings of the tournament is Dal Steyn, and he'll be available for the opening part of the season before English 2020 international Pat Brown will take over. Mainstays in Maxwell, Hanscom, Stoinis and Zampa will be crucial to the side's success, but with the Indian ODI Tour in January, they could all be in that side, which will leave the Melbourne Stars a little light on players during the middle stages of the tournament. Dwayne Bravo, Jackson Bird and Scott Boland have all left, but a couple of gun additions in Nathan Coulter-Nile and Hilton Cartwright from the Scorches, as well as retaining Sandeep Lamachane for the whole campaign, will see them vying for their first BBL title. Up next we have the Hobart Hurricanes, and last year's semi-finalists will be looking to go one better this campaign, and with South African international David Miller joining them, that could definitely help them on their way. English gun Jofra Archer will not play a part this campaign, due to international commitments. Meanwhile, Johan Botha has retired and Kayes Ahmed signs back on from Afghanistan, while the ex-Stars player Scott Boland joins the side. Matthew Wade will likely miss the start of the tournament due to test commitments, so a lot of runs will have to come through Darcy Short and Ben McDermott early on. Of course, losing Archer is massive, so they'll be relying on the likes of James Faulkner, Scott Boland, Riley Meredith, potentially Nathan Ellis as well, who impressed during the Marsh Cup, and possibly Clive Rose with his spin. Once again, I do see the Hurricanes going deep into this tournament, but unfortunately I think they will fall short once again, this time in the Challenger. And my prediction for the winner of this season's Big Bash is the Brisbane Heat. They've made some huge international signings in AB de Villiers, who will play the final 6 matches and finals, while the talented prospect from England, Tom Banton, will play a huge part up the top of the order with Max Bryant prior to de Villiers' arrival. AB de Villiers in the Vitality Blast last season was averaging 70, striking at 180 for Middlesex, so he's going to be absolutely huge come finals time. All-time BBL wicket taker Ben Lachlan is another huge signing, and the Afghan spinners in Yor Rahman and Zahir Khan give the Heat a talented squad to pick from. Throw in Chris Lynn, Max Bryant, Marnus, Labuschagne and Joe Burns when not playing Test cricket, and I think the Heat will take out their second BBL title. So looking at the finals format this season, I've already touched on where I think everyone will finish, but this is how I predict the finals will look like. So starting off with the Eliminator, 4th v 5th, Strikers v Renegades, and I think the Renegades will take that out. Moving on to the Qualifier, 1st v 2nd, it will be the Brisbane Heat versus the Canes. I see the Brisbane Heat winning that one. Next up on the 1st of February we have the Knockout, which is the 3rd placed team versus the Eliminator winner, which I believe will be the Renegades. So that will be the Stars versus the Renegades. I see the Melbourne Stars winning that one. Next up we have the Challenger, which is the loser of the Qualifier, and the Knockout winner, which will be the Canes and the Stars. I do see the Stars taking that one out. And then up next, which is the final on the 8th of February, the winner of the Qualifier versus the winner of the Challenger. That is the Brisbane Heat versus Stars, and I think the Brisbane Heat will take that one out, giving them their second BBL title. Now it's time to predict the top wicket taker and run scorer of BBL 9. Always a tough one to predict, and a couple of people who I think will go close to the top run scorer are the likes of Josh Philippe, Darcy Short and Sean Marsh, but I'm going to go with the Brisbane Heat's opening bat, Max Bryant. Probably not on a lot of people's radars, but you know, it's all about taking these risks, and I think he's going to impress this season. As for the bowlers, again, another tough one. I think the likes of Harry Gurney, Sean Abbott, Kane Richardson, Sandeep Lamachan and Ben Lachlan will all go close, but once again, as I did last year, I'm tipping Rashid Khan to take most wickets. And there we have it for this BBL prediction and preview video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below, and leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. But until then, take it easy.